What if I told you that if you started early enough, you could turn $500 per month into $5.76 million, and you could use that money completely tax-free? Think I'm crazy? Well, I'm not, or at least I don't think I am. I mean, would I even know if I were?
You wouldn't get it.
Anyway, this is something that most people don't even know about. It was actually one of the very first steps I took on my journey to becoming a millionaire. Of course, it's the Roth IRA. Now, you do not want to skip out on this account because it's a cheat code to creating real wealth that almost anyone can use. Okay, so what is a Roth IRA? Well, a Roth IRA is a type of investment account, but it's not an investment itself. It's a pretty common mistake, actually. People will open one up, put money into it, never actually invest that money in the Roth IRA, and then wake up one day many years down the road and wonder why their money is worth the same amount as they started. But don't worry, I'll tell you how to avoid that in just a bit. Basically, a Roth IRA is a long-term savings account specifically for your retirement. So you won't, hopefully, touch the money in this account until you're at retirement age, which is age 59 and a half or older. But that restriction isn't as strict as it sounds. I'm going to share a couple of loopholes with you on that one. The best part about the Roth IRA is that the money you put in and invest, as it grows completely tax-free, and you can withdraw that money completely tax-free once you are the required age. Now, you can do that because the money you put into a Roth IRA is money you're already paying taxes on with the federal income taxes. And with that, it's also important to note that the money you put into your Roth IRA cannot be deducted from your taxes. Now, if you want to be a tax-free millionaire, this is a great way to do it. Another reason this can be so beneficial is because you're likely in a lower tax bracket now than you will be in the future when you're ready to use this money. So your contributions are being taxed at a lower rate, maximizing how much they'll grow. Basically, a Roth IRA is an investment account type that can contain a multitude of different investments. In more balanced accounts, you'll invest in things like index funds or ETFs, where you're buying a little slice of all the companies in the stock market. And when you do that, it's like buying pieces of this delicious pie, where every piece of the pie, each slice of that pie is a different flavor. And that pie sounds delicious. You want that pie. Aside from ETFs or index funds, you can also invest in individual stocks, bonds, gold, real estate, or even things like Bitcoin within certain Roth IRA accounts. Now, the actual things that you invest into inside of your Roth IRA, that is where this whole thing becomes a little bit more complicated. But the main takeaway here is that keeping those investments in your Roth IRA allows them to grow completely tax-free. It's one of my favorite get-rich-slow schemes. Now, the money in your Roth IRA grows through compound interest. And what is compound interest? Well, there's an annual return on the money that you have invested when it comes to things like the S&P 500, which is the 500 biggest companies in the US stock market. It's right around 10% per year. And every year that those investments grow, they effectively stack on top of one another. Your investments appreciate, you earn that return, and then next year, your total balance is even higher than it was the year previous, so you earn even more of a return that next year. And over time, this snowballs into incredible growth of your money. Compound interest is such a powerful tool that even Einstein himself had to marvel at it when he said, "Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it." Roth IRAs are perfect for set it and forget it investing. You just contribute to it, you grow your wealth, and that's it. It's easy. Now, once the account is set up, all you have to do is just manually invest into it, or what I recommend is to set up auto investments. But once you do that, that's all there is to it. Your money will be auto-magically invested into the Roth IRA, and then over the next 10, 20, 30 plus years, it will grow and grow until it's time for you to retire, if that's your thing. Now, you might be saying, "Andy, I don't want to wait 20 years for my money. I want it now."
Give it to me now.
And I hear you, and I get it. But let me tell you why you should still consider doing this. A Roth IRA is a great backup plan. Now, for some people, it might be their only plan, and that's great. It will set them up very nicely for retirement. After all, the goal here and the goal with most investing is just simply to not die poor. However, if you have ambitions of retiring sooner than 60 or 65 years old, or you just want to get access to your oodles of money a lot sooner, well then, if you're like me, then you like to view the Roth IRA as a great backup plan. You can max out your Roth IRA IRA every single year automatically and just never think about it. Then you can do other investments on top of that, even super risky ones if you're so inclined. And then no matter how bad you mess all those things up, and as long as you never stop contributing to your Roth IRA, you will still be able to retire a millionaire or multi-millionaire. Then any other investing successes along the way are just a big bonus. Now, this is great for me personally because I plan to retire in my 40s, which just means I plan to have enough money to retire if I wanted to. But if that doesn't work out, then I still have backup plans. And the best part is I don't even think about those backup plans. They just happen automatically. But what about you? When do you plan to retire? Do you ever plan to retire? Let me know in a comment down below. Now, before I get into the rules of the Roth IRA, which are very important, let me show you how it works. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, you can turn $500 per month into $5.76 million if you start early enough. To do that, you would need to start at age 18, and you would need to contribute $5,000 per month or $6,000 per year. And you continue doing that until age 65. And that would give you $5.76 million. This is, of course, if you were to invest in the S&P 500, which has a lifetime year-over-year return of 10%. But let's look at a couple different ages. Maybe you're not 18 right now. Maybe you're age 25. What would that same $500 per month turn into? Well, it would turn into $2.92 million by the time you're 65. But let's actually up that $6,000 per year contribution to $6,500, which is the current limit. That would give you $3.16 million at retirement. And $6,500 a year works out to about $541 per month. So for an extra $41 per month into this account, you would end up at retirement with an extra $240,000. Now that's pretty amazing. Now, if we look at starting at age 35, well, then at age 65, you would have $1.18 million in your Roth IRA if you max it out every single year. So all this sounds great, but you should know that there are some rules and requirements for opening and using a Roth IRA. And the rules I'm going to share with you are the 2023 year rules. The first one is that you have to be below the income limits. If you're single, you need to make $153,000 or less. And if you're married and filing your taxes jointly, together you need to be making $228,000 or less. Now, if you make more than this, there are still ways to get around this rule, but that's really needs to be saved for another video. As I've already alluded to, the second rule is that there are contribution limits per year, meaning there's a maximum amount of money you can actually put into this account each year. For this year, 2023, you can only put up to $6,500 into your Roth IRA account. Unless you're over 50 years old, then you can contribute up to $7,500 per year. But the cool thing is you can actually contribute for last year all the way up until the federal income tax deadline this year. For example, you can contribute up to $6,000, which is 2022's contribution limit, up until April 18th of this year. The next thing you need to know is how to withdraw without a penalty. To withdraw the money you've not only put in, but you've earned in your Roth IRA without taking a penalty, you need to be at least the age of 59.5 years old. If you withdraw your money earlier than that, you have to pay a penalty when you do so. However, there is an exception to this rule. At any time over the entire life of your Roth IRA, you can pull any or all of your contributions out of the Roth IRA account without any penalties. Now, I will say you should think long and hard before you actually do this, because if you take a big amount out, you can't actually make up for that since you have an annual contribution limit every year. But what this does mean is any of the money you put in to your Roth IRA, you can take back out. What you can't take out without taking a penalty is the money you earn. So for example, if you put in $1,000 into your Roth IRA of your own money, that eventually grows to be $2,000. You can still later down the road take $1,000 out and not pay any penalty. It's only when you start eating into that second $1,000 amount that you start getting hit with penalties. Along with that loophole, there are other loopholes of ways to pull money out of your Roth penalty free. Like there's one that allows you to withdraw up to $10,000 from your Roth IRA from the contributions or the earnings, as long as you use it towards the purchase of your first home. Now, these rules are all subject to change. For example, over the past several years, the contribution limits have been raised, as have the actual income limits. Whichever brokerage you end up opening your Roth IRA with should communicate these changes to you. Now, as far as where you should open this Roth IRA account, there are just so many options. Two of my favorite places that I personally use would be both M1 Finance and Fidelity, but there's a bunch of other ones that are great and worth consideration, and I have covered some of those in another video. The most important thing here, though, isn't where you open up your Roth IRA. As long as it's a reputable company, you're probably fine. The most important thing here is when you open your account. The sooner really is the better with this account. And it's also incredibly important that you invest the money you put into your Roth IRA account. It could be as simple as investing in something like VOO, which is an S&P 500 index fund, or VTI, which is a total entire stock market fund. Both are great performers that give you slices of the entire US stock market. And at the end of this video, I'm actually going to give you 3 common mistakes that a lot of people make when they open their Roth IRA accounts. But first, let me reiterate to you the importance of starting a Roth IRA as soon as you can. You can actually open your own Roth IRA account as early as age 18. Or if you're a parent and you have a teenager who's earning money, you can open up a Roth IRA for them and even match their contributions up to 50% up to the yearly limit. So if you have a kid who is mowing lawns during the summer and you open up a Roth IRA for them, whatever they put in, you can match up to 50% of that and totally set them up for life. And if you are that teenager in that situation, well, it's time to chat with your parents. But even if you haven't started your Roth IRA yet, and it's a little bit later for you, you can still become a millionaire solely through your Roth IRA if you start by age 35, and as long as you max your contributions, which is roughly $125 per week. If you're already past that age, well, you can still start one, and starting one is better late than never. If you open and contribute to a Roth IRA at age 45, by age 65, you will still accumulate over $400,000 in it. And if you wait until you're 50 years old, well, then because of the extended contribution limits per year, you can actually stack over $250,000 by retirement age. And you can accelerate all that by opening additional brokerage accounts or doing other investment strategies along the way. So it's really never too late to open a Roth IRA and grow your money. However, before you open your account, there are 3 mistakes that I see all the time people make when opening one. But before I share those, if this video has been helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel and leave me a comment down below. Not only do I appreciate it, but it actually does help out a ton. The first mistake I see so many people make is that they hire a financial advisor to set this Roth IRA account up for them, and then that charges them a fee over time. Opening up a Roth IRA yourself is incredibly easy. And once you pick the investment and you turn on automatic investments, you never have to think about it again. However, if you hire a financial advisor and you pay them a fee over time to maintain your Roth IRA, you're just giving away money you could have otherwise been investing. One of the absolute biggest mistakes I see is something I've already talked about, and I want to reiterate again, which is opening an account, but not actually investing in the account. The first big win is actually opening your Roth IRA. But to take advantage of it, you need to contribute to it, but not just contribute to the account itself, but actually invest the money you put into the account. I hate to keep bringing this up, but it is a really common mistake. People wake up one day years down the road and they realize they never actually invested the money they put into their Roth IRA, and it never grew. It's way too common and it's way too sad. And the number one mistake I see most people make is they just don't maximize their contributions. Now, this might not be possible for everybody, and I recognize that, or at least it might not be possible right away. But as soon as you're able to, you should maximize your contributions. You will get the maximum amount of gains when you put the maximum amount you can into the account, which again, for this year of 2023 is up to $6,500 per year. You should really watch this video here if you've convinced yourself that you want to become an automatic millionaire by opening up a Roth IRA account, but you're just kind of not sure where you should open one of those accounts. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.